As you can tell by my story, there lies much pain. What's very important is to see is how one event controlled the next event and the next event. First, physical abuse. Here I was taught some unhealthy behavior, lies, denial, gifts making everything okay, covering up the pain. These unhealthy behaviors controlled much of my life. Again, anger and rage were a part of me. If I ever had the ability to trust, I lost it. I thought, what can I do to alleviate the pain? Second, alcohol. Little did I know a few beers would lead to years of alcoholism. Trusting had become a challenge in every relationship I ever had, family members, friends, and colleagues. I found myself second-guessing me and everyone else. I discovered no matter how hard I worked at something, it can easily be taken away. The behavior I learned during my abuse was the same behavior. I repeat, the same behavior I applied to hiding my drinking, lying, denying, purchasing of gifts, masking the pain, cover up feelings. Bad habits were learned very well. As my high school teacher, Mrs. Vlahos, recently told me, losses create holes that we often spend our lives attempting to fill, and usually in less than helpful ways. Bullies already have those holes and are seeking temporary means to fill. Why spend time creating pain and holes in others when one should seek ways to strengthen themselves and fill their own holes? Again, I ask you to take a moment. Think of someone you may know. It might be someone as a bully. It might be someone that you know is being abused. It might be related to alcohol or drug addiction. We all know someone whose lives are affected by these things. Do you have someone in mind? Now that you are thinking of someone, how can anything you've heard today be applied to help that person? I would like you to remember the feelings you have right now. And when you leave here, be sure to take action. You have Mr. Nelson and others who will fully support you. Your action may include speaking to your friend, to a teacher, or to your parents. If you are aware of something going on that is wrong, you need to act now. Move away from indecision to action and help that person. We are free to make our own choices, but we're not free to choose the consequences of these choices. The point being is this: whether we make the choice or the choice is made for us, our future is affected. Now that you've heard my story, I want to be completely clear. Bullying and abuse not only takes place peer-to-peer, but also by people who have position of authority. This is a misuse of authority, and this is the kind I experienced. If people would have spoken to me as I've spoken to you today, maybe things would have been different. You have firsthand knowledge of the process. Abuse and bullying can be reported in person or anonymously to your parents, teachers, school officials, or another adult you trust. No one is deserving of this treatment. Whatever your experience may be, remember you have a choice in how you handle the challenge. It took me a long time to seek answers, forgive myself, and realize it wasn't me. I moved on from being a victim to a point of being strong, brave, and free from the past. My passion is to stop the bully and stop the abuse and help as many people as I can. Remember, mentorship needs to be kept within appropriate boundaries. Rely and trust upon your instincts to keep you safe. Any choice we make will have consequences upon our future, whether immediate or later on. Alcohol and drugs is not the answer. Numbing the pain is only avoiding it. Take my word for it, you don't have to make the same mistake I did. I'll leave you a quote from Martin Luther King, if I may. Quote, "Never, never be afraid to do what's right, especially if the well-being of a person is at stake. Society's punishments are small compared to the wounds we inflict on our souls when we look the other way." I have a real inclination that one of the best directions to go is for you all to monitor each other. When you see a friend, when you see a change in a friend, you know it. When you're at someone's home visiting and you get a feeling maybe of discomfort, or you're out amongst their other friends and you have a feeling of discomfort. That's a true response. There's a message being sent to you. In short, protect each other. That's something you can do. It's not about your GPA. It's not about how well you're doing in athletics or a drama class. I believe every heart can be softened. I believe that every heart cares. So I just mentioned that to you. Be aware of what's around you, your environment, and express that love to each other. And it can simply, it can actually save a life.